Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rise Up Market Watch here, January 12th. I almost said November, but it is January 12th. And it's a weird market that we're in. There's the sheep. But Doug, it's great to see you again, man. How you been? How was your weekend?
I'm good. The weekend was good. This was the first weekend we weren't doing something. It was nice. Besides taking down decorations and doing all that stuff, it was a good chill weekend. What about you?
It was nice, dude. Was doing a little bit of engagement ring shopping.
Oh.
And yeah, bouncing around a few different jewelers. I'll propose to my girlfriend at some point this year. And yeah, dude, it's just exciting. Although it's funny having something that's like this big and they're like, that's $30,000. And I'm like, what?
So I have questions on the diamond market. We don't have to go down this path because I have noticed diamond prices have shrunken, right? I believe since like last decade.
Diamond prices have been going down since lab diamonds have been introduced to the market. I've been learning all of this now. I've been diving into the diamond markets recently, not as a trader or anything, but as a consumer.
Is there a diamond chart? Can we find a diamond chart?
There are mining. There's not a diamond chart, but at least that I found an ETF representing jewels across the board.
I'm gonna check that out.
But if you look at the historical price of diamond rings, real diamonds, even though they technically hold more value, but there's a lot of nuance there, they are in price coming down because the amount of lab-grown diamonds on the market is so massive.
Yep.
By the way, scientifically, there's zero difference between lab-grown and real. The only thing that's different is a serial number, really. What glass does William got? If you're wondering, glasses, these aren't prescription at all, but they are blue light glasses to protect my circadian rhythm because light from screens is not good for your eyes and it's not good for your brain and it's not good for your sleep at night. So anyway,
good.
That's that. Yeah, rings are expensive, but my baby's worth it. She's my baby. Yeah. But it's weird market. To put things into perspective real quick, the stock market, I thought today personally was going to take a bit of a dip, and yet today it ended green. It ended up pretty much where it was the day before. And the stock market's just been going higher and higher and higher. I thought it was going to be a little bit red today after the FBI opened up an investigation against the head of the Fed, Jerome Powell, and I just thought like people are going to be like kind of weirded out about this. But no, the stock market was fine. I believe gold, let's see, gold per ounce. Gold still was at an all-time high the other day. Silver had a better day.
That started moving last night hard. Because I saw the J Powell
silver rally
probably an hour after it came out, but like it was those prices were already moving prior to that. I'm like, yo, something's up. This is stronger than usual on a Sunday night.
Yeah, so silver ended up doing pretty damn well, and then Bitcoin has just kind of remained the same. Now, if you guys have been following me, like I maintain a bearish stance, but there's like this wannabe bullishness that's like kind of starting to form on the charts. That's like starting to make the counter arguments against me that I make against myself. I try to go like, is it bearish? Is it bullish? And I try to paint the picture for both, and I just try to see which one carries more weight for me. And the bullish side, the past few days has just been getting like a little bit stronger. What we're looking at here on the chart, and for folks on TikTok, I'll show you in just a second, is like Bitcoin on the daily time frame here is doing something that's a little odd. And that is, let me just turn my screen around here so folks on TikTok can see. Oh no, Doug, that's fine.
I got you.
You keep your face on that screen, brother.
All right.
So what's weird is that we are clearly in a bear flag pattern right here. Pull a flag. But what's starting to happen is the Moxie indicator, again, a measurement of momentum, has been, it flattened. Bearish momentum is waning. As soon as we cross this zero, we'll be starting to get long signals on Bitcoin's chart. And as you can see, like we're getting pretty freaking close to that happening. And Bitcoin right now has, gotten above. It tried to get above the 55-day exponential moving average. The 21-day actually held. It held again, and now we're trying to challenge to hold the 55-day. Like this is, while yes, it is a bear flag, it is also a series of higher lows. So, you know, it's interesting. Now, if we zoom out a little bit, the weekly time frame, we are still below all of our key exponential moving averages. There hasn't been a bullish flip at all here. And while we are technically out of oversold territory, so it's like, yeah, maybe there's a rally here. But if we come to the monthly chart, I do want to point out that while we are in oversold territory, so this would tell me immediately, like, hey, if you weren't dollar cost averaging before into like Bitcoin, you know, this is when you would start. You know, this is when I personally should be increasing the size of my dollar cost average right now. But I'm just kind of curious to see, like, if Bitcoin falls and breaks the 21-month exponential moving average here, then I'm going to double the size of my daily cost average into Bitcoin. And then my like perfect ideal buy range, personally myself, is like in this box, which is between like 70 to like 55. You know, if we were to get something like that, like that's my ideal, like absolute favorite place to just like buy a good fat chunk of Bitcoin. But you know, it might not happen.
I think that's happening. It just may not be now. I still think we're gonna make a move up. I mean, there's
you think we'll make like a move upwards and kind of test this upper band of this bear flag?
And although I know everyone is waiting for that, right? So it's like that's usually when it doesn't happen. But just looking at, I mean, it's stocks. Stocks are going to give us the runway to do it, although it's been giving us the runway to do it and haven't actually done it. But if anything, and I'm looking at ETH here too, ETH looks okay at the moment. Bitcoin and ETH look better than Sol. Sol took a beating today, but I think Bitcoin, if it was going to make a move, I want to say it was going to be this week. I don't know why. It just kind of seems like it's the time to do it. Like there are no, and keep me honest here, there are no significant macro events on the short-term horizon that could give it.
Wednesday is the next day where we could have the Supreme Court rule on Trump's tariffs.
That one. See, this is why I come here.
That's Wednesday. But here's another thing too that's interesting. Like I'm going to pull up the chart of Syrup, which has been having a fantastic rally, up 77% from the lows that it had. And I've been playing this coin a bit. I've made a couple trades, and it's really close to flipping a long signal on the daily chart also. Now, granted, you know, let me just clean up this chart a little bit. Let me just clean it up. You know, we had this break, this rally upwards. Now we've touched the 200-day exponential moving average, and the stochastic RSI has been in overbought territory for a very long period of time. It hasn't had an opportunity to come back down yet. So, you know, I'd love to see a cool off here in Syrup and see a long signal. But, you know, like Syrup's super close to a long signal. Polygon also has been ripping. Polygon just flipped a long signal right here. We're getting long signals on Polygon. And there are a few other altcoins that are starting to trigger long signals or are about to trigger long signals. That is, you know, making me think like, damn, are these altcoins flashing a little bit of a risk on for Bitcoin? Like, is Bitcoin are these altcoins telling us that, you know, Bitcoin is going to get above the 55 and it is going to come up and test the upper band of this bear flag before we potentially get a bearish break? Or, you know, maybe that's the bottom and it's a full on, you know, freaking recovery. Who knows? But, you know, there's enough excitement and good things going on a handful of altcoin charts that makes me wonder, like, you know, should I have a little bit of exposure to some of these?
I've been getting a lot of weird alerts, like render recently, just like notifications I set probably a year ago, or just probably that's odd. And wanted to make a comment here in the TikTok chat. Sol is down 2%. It's not taking a beating. I should clarify my comment. I was saying that relative to ETH and Bitcoin since noon today. Sol's market structure looks like it would pull back further compared to Bitcoin and ETH. That's where that comment came from. And no, it is not a beating. What a real beating would be if a market took a beating. So just clarifying that. Chili's, that's a token name I haven't heard.
Damn, I haven't thought of Chili's in a long time. Dude, have you looked at Bitcoin on the hourly chart? Because this is a weird coin, like right now. Like its price behavior on the hourly time frame, it looks like a scam token.
Bitcoin?
Yeah, Bitcoin on the hourly chart. Look, I have it on the big screen here. Let me show you guys. Like Bitcoin's chart looks really freaking weird. Something's going on here. So Bitcoin on the hourly time frame I mean, major pump, major dump, major pump, major dump, major pump, major dump, major pump, you know, and then we've had a little bit of a cool off here. And these are happening in the span of like 4 hours, you know?
Bart season everywhere. Bart's nonstop.
Yeah, it's just Bart's nonstop. Like, this is not normal price action. It's really funky. MW Jones is Uniswap dropping. I am curious what Uniswap's chart looks like, because I haven't really been looking at it too closely. So let's see. Let's see. Uniswap. Here's the thing. Uniswap. Ooh, wait a second. Hang on. Let me just chart this for a second. Do we have a... Is that a rounding bottom?
On which one? Uniswap?
On Uniswap, we might have a rounding bottom pattern here. So Uniswap might have... Oh, I'm just hitting my mic. Uniswap might be in a bullish formation here. So you have the bearish slide, and then you have this rounding bottom here. So you have a lower low that's barely a lower low, a higher low that's barely a higher low, and then a higher low here, right? Now, if we pull up our indicators, I mean, look at this. We're really close to also, again, getting a long signal. Uniswap's in that same category as Syrup of Polygon. And look at that. The daily chart stochastic RSI is oversold. Damn. Damn.
5.8. Squeeze up to 5.8 if it makes a move here. That's what I'd look for.
Squeeze to 5.8. So you think up to 5.8? I mean, like, so just a retest of the 55? You're thinking
for right now. Yeah, I mean, unless Bitcoin gives us that runway to say, hey, let's go higher.
Yeah, the issue, though, is that on the weekly time frame, you might be right. On the weekly time frame, I mean, it's not the best looking thing in the world.
There's just not strength. I don't see any strength here. Doesn't mean there's nothing underlying there that could give it a move, but it just seems like it's kind of, these candles are meh. Like this, even like the 12-hour candles are just
yeah. Well, here's the thing that I don't like. I mean, for Uniswap, just like look at that rejection right there. Like that is nasty. And then at the same time, like the weekly chart stochastic RSI for Uniswap is not in oversold territory. Momentum is overall bearish on the weekly time frame. But God, I'd love to buy some Uniswap. If this were to break, I would love to buy some Uniswap. Let's see if we zoom out. God, because Uniswap's switching to like a token burn kind of feature. So let's see if we go all the way back. Now we might not ever get $1.80 Uniswap. God, $1.80 Uniswap. That'd be amazing. God, that'd be amazing.
I got a chart for you. Want to look at some random alts that we're doing right now? We can do that?
Yeah. Let's just rip through some alts tonight. Because like, hey, if the market does really turn bullish here, like if let's get a short list of some coins to be keeping on our radar. So I like Uniswap on the daily time frame. That like there might be a trade there, but I'd put it in like the B category of something. Syrup, I would put in potential A category to be paying attention to right now. Polygon, I'd be putting in like the A+ category of a coin to be paying attention to. Uniswap, let's put it as a B for the moment. And yeah, at the end of this, we'll just kind of release a grade of coins to be paying attention to. We'll take a look at Stellar, SWI, Render. Let me just write those down. XLM, SWI, Render. Cool. We'll take a look at those three. Oh, and then you did ask about Fetch, Mir. So let me do Fetch. Fetch is bullish, ? And GRT. Okay, we'll do those 5 after this. So what do you have? Of course you have Fartcoin.
So the reason I'm bringing this up,
Fartcoin on my screen.
Reason I'm bringing this up, besides it being a beautiful chart, is that I drew this on the last Market Watch. This drawing is from one day before.
Oh,
so this squiggle played out nice. So this, to me, overall, this looks like a nice setup. So if Bitcoin gave confluence here in a normal occasion, I'd be looking to enter into a position here over the next day or two. This is a 12-hour chart, so there's no rush, but this looks nice. And like,
no, that does look nice, actually.
And like when we get back to like when there is a price action is good, and you'll start seeing setups like this where like you have days to basically wait to say, hey, this is looking nice. So now you start zooming in, figuring out how do I build a position, what are my targets, and looking for reasons, or your invalidation of the trade. And right now this is great. So Fartcoin is one of the ones I'm watching. Monad
Hang
is
on.
another.
Let me just take a close look. Let me just take a look at Fartcoin real quick on
we got that
my
chart.
chart. Let me see. Let me see what I see, because I'd like to feel good about it too. I'm just going to share my screen real quick. I did some brief charting on Fartcoin, and basically with Fartcoin, unless Fartcoin gets above 41, I hate saying Fartcoin, unless Fartcoin gets above 41.6 cents, I'm not really bullish. Like, it needs to turn this general area here from October 20th back into support. But if I take a look at the daily time frame, I mean, on the daily time frame, momentum is bullish. Momentum is bullish, and it's not in oversold territory yet. I'd like to see this come down a tiny bit more, or at least consolidate in these exponential moving averages price-wise. But I'd like over the next 3 days, I'd say like 3 days, 4 days or so, to sell off and to give me an oversold signal on the stochastic RSI. And then if it holds, I just said 34. If it holds 34 cents for me,
right there, good.
Then I think Fartcoin's a buy with the potential for it to move up to. See, here's the thing. I just don't think it has like.
That's right. And by the way, too, just take my commentary for anyone in chat here. Like, when I get excited about something right now, it is very much short term. That is not
very
like,
much
hey, I'm looking
very much short term.
Fartcoin for the no. This is a short term trade with very tactical targets for profit taking.
Yeah, basically, if the Supreme Court decides to not rule on Trump's tariffs, or if they say Trump's tariffs are legal, then the market's in the clear to potentially have a boost here for altcoins. So for me, I'd say, like, hey, if Fartcoin falls down to 33, 34 cents, we get an oversold reading on the daily chart stochastic RSI, you could have an opportunity to ride Fartcoin from 34, 33 up to the first area of resistance at 54 cents. That's 60%. But on the weekly time frame, it's that's 60% trade. No. There's resistance much sooner. But that's still like a 41% trade opportunity there if it's able to pull that off. That'd be fucking wild. Okay, so I would put Fartcoin in egg territory for a coin to be paying attention to.
Question here, Professor Machinery. I don't understand the concept of charting when it comes to meme coins. It makes no sense. So fair comment. And actually, way back in the day, I would have been in that camp. Actually, I would put Fartcoin, though it's a meme, it's a much larger market than the traditional meme, which is mostly memes that are just, under, let's call it, I don't know, is it under a quarter billion? Like under 100 million, under 50 million. Like, over time, what's been crazy is that the lower cap memes, unfortunately, the same people are using the same tools to create the markets. So the patterns actually play out more frequently than even your larger market sometimes, which I don't like. And it becomes easy to trade if you're able to read the patterns. Not all the time, but it's just pure price action. And when I say price action, I mean manipulation. Like, that's basically it. So if you kind of see those patterns, it does make an easier path to understanding how to catch good trades.
Yep. Yeah. And also, I see Joe Lynn's comment on YouTube. Thank you for the comment on YouTube, man. TA on hype, we'll add it to the list. Doug, what do you got next?
What I got next? Let's see. We got
do you want one of the coins from the crowd, or I thought you had a few you wanted to go?
I had one. Hold on. We're still here.
All right.
It wasn't Monad. It was Banker looks good. That wasn't it. All right, Pump I want to talk about, because Pump is so Elon's back. I don't know if you saw that.
I have no idea what Elon is.
He's the guy. He's the creator of Pump.
Anyway, I don't pay attention.
He was MIA for months. For lots of speculation why, but now he's back. And not that is a reason why things are looking semi, good here, but this is one of those markets that I would absolutely pay attention to. Now, this is a weird shape, just kind of this structure overall. I don't like that leaning. Like, usually I still would expect this. I still want this lower move here, but if we do get something, you could see something, a push up into 003 here. But Pump to me is one of those you have to be watching, because it's going to be an indicator of meme strength because of the volume they are still generating. It's still, I believe, the highest producing product on Sol. And love it or hate it, it's a thing, and it's a good gauge for sentiment of what memes are.
Yeah, and also memes have shown in the past week or 2 weeks again that when the market goes green, the meme coins move the fastest. They move the most. And so someone said, like, hey, do you still believe in Pengu? I'm like, yeah, I still believe in like the Pudgy Penguin ecosystem as a whole.
No doubt.
And I mean, a handful of days ago, Pengu went up 55%. And, you know, that was like the first real super strong move of strength. But like in this bear market, it's had 150% move, 2% move, it's had 250% moves and like other 30% moves along the way. Like these meme coins, they still pop off if you can, you know, position yourself in a trade that you have confidence in. It's just that most of the moves that they have, for me personally, are not moves that I feel confident in. It's like pretty rarely where I'll find a trade that I really feel good about and like stay in, as opposed to like just doing something where I'm like, hey, I'm in it, and I'm in it for like an hour, and then I'm out.
And that comes down
you know,
to trading persona, right? That's your persona, right? That's your trading style that's there, where it's like, hey, if you can find your system to do that. By the way, I would highly recommend leaning towards the way that Will is talking, because it has much less stress. And
that's the thing. It's the stress and the emotional side of it. It's like, you know, I if I start to see price break out above resistance, I'll buy right there. And if it holds it, and then we blast off, hey, cool gravy. If it holds and then fails, my stop loss hits and I go, cool. And I watch the chart to see if it ended up being a fake out. And, you know, I take a small loss, I pay the fee, but that happens maybe 3 or 4 times to me. And then I'll get a trade that'll make me 10, 15, 20%. And it pays for, you know, the next 40 times I do that and end up not really making a trade. Because the number one way to make sure that your portfolio actually goes up is to make sure that when you lose a tiny little bit, and maybe you lose a lot. You lose a lot, a tiny little bit, but then when you win big. And you know that's the 100%. Way to make sure that your portfolio goes up, because that's all we really care about.
No doubt. So I want to pull this up, last one for me for right now, because I see in the chat here. Check out Banker Coin. I have that on my list right here, and this actually made a nice move. It's definitely hitting a lot of resistance right now, but Banker Coin is one. It's probably the most for me, the main project I'm paying attention to on Base. Which allows payments on X. It's very smooth. Been doing it all the time, like tipping people. You can reply in your replies and send tokens back and forth. It's cool. I know X is now integrating payments. I think it's using part of that protocol. Don't quote me. But regardless, developer's cool and just a good vibe, and the chart's great. This chart is definitely something I'd be looking for long term, because this weekly chart is silly. And even the 3-day chart, like it's,
oh my God,
it's finding a bottom down here somewhere. And they're actively building. I'm not getting bullish yet, because I still expect some type of, you know, a higher low, like where
I want to see a double bottom. I want to see a higher low, right? Like that's not a bottom formation. That's a maybe we're about to set a bottom, right?
You're still in downtrend.
Maybe we're going to set a bottom.
Yep, no doubt.
Yeah, 1000%. Doug, I want to get your opinion on this TA indicator, because I hadn't really used it. I'd seen it before, I hadn't really used it. It's called what is it? Imbalance. I hadn't used it much before. I'm just going to use, I have the chart I have up for it is Pengu, because I think it's a fascinating chart. So if we zoom in, it's, you know, I'll turn it off and turn it back on. So, you know, right now everything looks normal on the chart, but if we turn on the imbalance, you start to have some candles act like ghost candles. The idea is that wherever you have a ghost candle, it's almost like a gap on the futures market, where the futures gap wants to get filled. So wherever there is a gap, it is a kind of canary in the coal mine telling you where price is going to go in the future at some point. So
do they change? Do the historical candles change after they are filled? No, they're locked in. They're locked.
No, they're locked in. So like this would say that Pengu would eventually come down and fill this. And if we go back and, you know, we look in the past, here was a gigantic empty green candle. And, you know, we came down and we filled it over here like 2 weeks later. Other really interesting thing about Pengu is you have all these empty candles higher up that haven't been filled. But, you know, empty candle here got filled. Empty candle here, the rebound came up and perfectly filled this candle. It didn't get all the way up here, but, you know, empty candle here got filled. Empty candle here got filled much later. But, you know, it really does seem to play out. So, Doug, I was curious to get your thoughts and opinions on this. If there's something you've run across before, if you've had experience trading with it, if it's accurate or not, and just wanted to get your 2 cents.
There are so many indicators. And if I'm being honest, I haven't really tried a new indicator in 3-4 years. Kind of been set.
Nice.
And it's almost because I'm almost afraid that's going to give me something and tell me like, oh, what I've been thinking all the time here, or it's going to say, hey, I like the setup of say Farcoin, and it's going to say, don't do that. Like, what do you mean? Like this has worked for me in the past. Not, I mean, it worked for me most of the time. But no, I haven't really explored. But I do like ones that kind of give you and maybe I'm saying an imbalance here, but it's almost like giving you a perspective of the candles relative to each other, where it's kind of like that I like. I like things that are more related to the candle versus lines and fancy graphics on top of the chart itself.
Well, this will be a good test for this imbalance indicator, because Pengu all the way back on April 22nd of last year has a imbalance that never got filled. And if it does get filled, oh man, hang on a second. This is a long time ago, a lot of history here. You know, price would have to come down an additional, and I mean, hey, this is a meme coin. It'd be an additional like 55% drop in Pengu. If so, that would be the sign to me that, hey, this imbalance indicator really has got some serious legs if Pengu ends up falling another 55% from where it currently is. So anyway, I just wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on that. All right, hey, we have a list of other coins here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull up the first one that I had written down from y'all, which was Stellar. Stellar is a coin that I have not looked at all.
Stella.
Stella. On the weekly chart, pulling up here, we are oversold on the weekly chart stochastic RSI. However, it looks like we're about to break the 200-week simple moving average here, this purple line. What tells me that is the week prior, we had a pretty nasty rejection from the 12-week exponential moving average. Our momentum on the Moxie indicator, well, granted, I don't think the Moxie indicator is great on the weekly timeframes. I think it's better on the short-term timeframes, but it is still a measurement of momentum. You know, we have to expect something more bearish here happening. So let's take a look at the monthly chart and get a sense. Yeah. So the monthly chart stochastic RSI is in oversold territory, but not entirely oversold. And at the very least, we're going to come back down to the 55-week EMA, which is at 18 cents most likely. Now let's take a look at short-term. Short-term also, I mean, momentum's starting to creep upwards. We're not near oversold territory. Stellar is something I'd keep my eyes on, but it's not in as good of a setup as some of these other coins. Because XLM is XLM and it does have a tendency to provide a lot of volatility as a coin to trade with, I would give it a C right now, just in terms of a coin to pay attention to, maybe a C+. I'll give it a C+, put a little bit of respect on Stellar's name. Just right now, based on the chart that I'm seeing. Crypto is boring as fuck as of late. Stevie, it is, but at the same time, like, Polygon went up 77% a little while ago. Syrup's up 80%. Pengu's up 55%. Like, there's some money-making opportunities, and it was like the first big solid rebound, and now it's kind of exciting because it's like, okay, all right, is this a bottom? Are we about to make a bottom? Like, now is really the time to be paying attention, because it's either we're about to make a bottom or the market's going to fall out from underneath itself, maybe even after one more pump, and then the people who are paying attention are really going to be the ones to make a crap ton of money. So, but personally, XLM, Stellar, I would want it to get into oversold territory on the daily chart. It's below all its key exponentials. I want to see it make a higher low here and then start to give me signs that it's also making some type of a rounding bottom. But right now, we don't have that. So that's Stellar. I'm going to give that a C+. The next one on my list from you guys was SWE. And then I'll take a quick look at the chat again. SWE, oh my God. Son of a bitch. I had this drawn. God damn it.
You need to break out of that downtrend.
Yeah, so here was a wedge, and it went up and it hit the oh my God. I could have played this wedge perfectly. Someone should have said, take a look at SWE a week and a half ago. I guess I did. I made the wedge and then I just didn't pay attention.
By the way, on that note, I honestly want to figure out ways to have people bug, and it's happened a couple times for someone to bug me. It's like, you said to tell you when this happened.
You said to tell you when this happened. I know, right?
I want to pay people to do that. Like, yeah, here you go. Here's $1. Here's $5.
Yeah, this wedge played out perfectly. Yeah. Like, that was, oh man, I missed out on a 32% trade.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
You'll get more opportunities.
Yeah, I know. Well, here's the thing. Momentum, the Moxie indicator is getting close to flipping along. The daily chart stochastic RSI is a long ways away from being in oversold territory. If we take a look at things in the short-term time frame, We're super oversold in the 8-hour charts. God, this is a
That's a weird.
that's a
I don't
weird
like that.
fucking chart. I don't like that at all. I wouldn't touch SWE right now in the short
That's
term
coming
until
down to like $1.50, whatever. I can't see it quickly on the screen there. If any,
buck 62 is what I got. It's coming down to buck 62 at least. And honestly, I think I'd like to see it come down to buck 57. Like to see SWE come back down to buck 57. But the thing is, SWE had its move. It hit its target. Damn, I could have played that shit. All right, whatever. But anyway, so that's SWE. SWE right now, it is showing some strength, but it already kind of had its move. In the short term, I would put it as a C+, just as a coin to be paying attention to. But it clearly has some moxie to it. So when it wants to move again, I'm sure it will be one of those coins. But let me see. Did I take a look at SWE on the weekly time frame? I did not. Yeah, it's being held below the 12-week EMA. Monthly chart. It's an oversold territory. I mean, like, hey, if you wanted to build a position here in SWE, like
this chart, by the way, this monthly chart, like if you go back like 8 candles, this thing looks so strong. Like before everything, it was ready to like explode until January.
But the thing is like there's still a lot of like empty space right in here. There's still a lot of empty space. Like I still wouldn't be shocked to see SWE go lower. And let me take a look at one other of the coins you guys asked for. That was Render.
Render popped a little bit.
Render popped. Yep. Render did pop. Monthly chart. Wow, this has been in oversold territory on the monthly chart stochastic RSI for a very, very, very long time. And now it's below the 55-week. Interesting. Let's pull up the weekly.
Render 2023 was so much fun. Look at that chart.
Oh, dude, Render 2023. Oh man, I made a good chunk. Let's see. It might chill here at $2.12 and then have another rally up to maybe $3.24. Maybe. That'd be another 52% move. I don't know if it's got that kind of a juice in it, but let's leave a line of resistance right here on the 12-week exponential moving average, and let's zoom in a little bit on the daily time frame. Yeah, we're getting long signals flashing and have been for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, except for the last 2, which is interesting.
I think divergence there looks like we're running out of strength.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Right here on the relative strength index, we can see like it didn't rally again. It's starting to crash here. So it looks like we're starting to lose momentum here on Render. But
there's a pulse.
Yeah, there's a pulse for sure. And where I would love to see it come down, where it'd be like a pretty obvious potential buy opportunity, would be here where it bounced before at $1.74. And this was also an inflection point. And once it lost it, it fell. So $1.72, which is also, wow, right where the 55-day exponential moving average is going to line up. If you can get an oversold reading on the stochastic RSI, price comes down, touches the 55-day EMA, and things on Bitcoin look solid, you know, $1.70 would be a great place to buy some SWE, it looks like. But right now, it had its move. So for SWE, again, in the short term, or no, I meant Render. My apologies again. For Render, I would also put it as a C+, just because it already moved in the short term, but it's definitely something worth paying attention to. And I'm grading these coins right now, thinking about like a trade this week. Yeah, right. You know, that's how I'm approaching it. Like if I'm going to try to find a coin to maybe trade this week, I think Render is a C+. Retail just needs to FOMO all in and then they will dump. Yes. But also at the same time, retail was the only one sending things up throughout all of 2025. So maybe if we all go in collectively,
damn,
we all choose one coin to rule them all. I need near at $1 and Curve and Ondo at 20 cents. Yay or nay, boys?
Yeah, you know I need Chainlink at $45. So like
I don't know. What are you playing around in your charts?
I'm just going through really quickly, going through to see if there's anything there's beneficial here that I want to talk about.
Well, let's see. Is that the hearing for Uni Bearded? Oh, so for those of you who don't know, Uniswap is going through a tokenomic change. That's why one of the reasons why earlier I was like, yeah, Uniswap's an interesting coin to me right now, because they're looking to take a revenue buyback and burn model, which is becoming all the rage because it's super freaking smart. If you're a protocol that actually has adoption and you're like, why is everyone talking about these meme coins? Well, then take some of your revenue and actually buy back some of your token supply to help make the token go up. And then everyone will pay attention and then more people will start using your products and we'll actually kind of potentially start to fix this space.
I got one. This is not
you
just
have
random.
one.
Yeah, this is this just because
Melania.
look at it. I don't understand. Like from some of the other memes, this I mean, if this flips right here, or just dies, but this I don't know. These are weird things that I'll track to say that there's something probably just do this and die, right? That's probably going to happen. But this the last I don't know, this last 6 days, there are not many other memes that have a bullish last 6 days. I don't know.
Oh God. Melania at the long term. Wait, zoom out so people on TikTok can see it.
I can't. Hold on. Oh, yeah, here we go.
Oh God, there's Melania for you guys.
Oh, this looks like Luna.
It does look like Luna.
Rest in peace. That's freaking...
No, don't rest in peace.
No, don't. I got that was horrible.
Rest, I suppose.
Rest. Yeah, just weird. Just these are weird things. Like just weird behavior. I'm not. It just this one just stuck out as I kind of scrolling through charts here. I don't know.
Well, hey, let me pull up Fetch because if that gentleman is still here,
we're talking about OG AI tokens here.
Dude, people are always asking about a lot of the OG coins because I feel like people see old TikTok videos and they're like, oh, okay, Fetch is dope. Or somebody with a bag. Oh, Fetch, interesting, was posting long signals for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. If you had bought right when that long signal had gone, though, you would currently be down. So let's see. Prices being suppressed below 31 cents. And I mean, that's your key number, 31.3 cents. That's it. If you can turn that into support, you could have a real nice opportunity here. There's a 9% trade you can make easily up to a 40% trade, potentially. Let's see where the weekly chart is. No, it's going to be shorter than that. You would have the opportunity to have like a 17% trade if you turned 31.5% into support, and then you start to run into resistance at the 21-week exponential moving average. So there's an opportunity here. Let's zoom in on something shorter term. That's a double top, though.
Yeah,
that's a double top at 31.3. So I would put Fetch for a coin this week is probably a D coin, unless it flipped 31.3 cents as support. If it does that, you have a real nice opportunity there to make like a 10 to 15% trade, or maybe just 10%. Like, don't get too greedy. Like, take your 8 to 10%, walk away. Be happy. That's Fetch coin for you. And then I wrote something down. Oh, GRT. These old AI coins. The graph. I loved the graph when it first came out. Let's see. This is the graph on the 8-hour chart. Let's zoom out a little bit.
It's coming down.
Yeah, we've come up to the 55-day exponential moving average. We're really close to a long signal, though. But it's being slammed into like a funnel of sorts. Like, just this isn't perfect, but you kind of have this little coiling up of a spring, if you will. If we can actually get above the 55-day exponential moving average at 4.1 cents, you could have an opportunity here. What that opportunity would be a, let's see, I said 4.1 cents, 4.1. Yeah, there's like an 18% trade there before you start to run into resistance on the 12-week exponential moving average. Let's check the monthly. Yeah, there's no resistance here all the way up to 5 cents, but we're not going to go that high right now. Otherwise, if this falls and collapses past 4 cents, I mean, I don't know how far down it could possibly go. It's hard to say. Weekly chart. I mean, it's already at the very bottom of its chart. It's at the very bottom of its historical chart here. So, like, it is an interesting place, and because of that, I mean, like, it's so beat up on the monthly and weekly time frame, but like, it's a pretty dead coin. It's a pretty dead coin. But yeah, that's it. 4.1 cents to 4.2 cents, and then carry that trade, close it out before you run into, at the very least, hang on a second, I gotta zoom in again. 8 cents. Well, let's see. That's a 2x. I said something far more conservative here. Oh yeah, the 12-week at 4.8 to maybe 5.8. That's what I would do. That's what I do for the graph. But the graph doesn't look particularly great, but that's it. I don't even know what grade to give it. What about World Liberty Financial? Funny, I made a trade on World Liberty Financial yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did, because I bought a position a little bit further down and made like I made 8%. So I was like, cool, I'll take that. Let's see.
So
let's see.
how do you cover why like why just in general, like are you scanning tokens? You get a notification? Does it like
no? I just looked it up because I was just like, I don't know, Trump says things and it's like the Trump coin, so I'll just take a look at it every now and again. I just kind of treat it as like a meme coin, to be honest.
And that is the best way to find like attractive setup, especially for memes too. Not to go the meme path, but like the best way to find memes is to not be looking for memes, where it's almost like just a thought crosses your mind based on something you see of like, oh, is people paying attention to this or whatever it may be, and like that's how you find them.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Hyperliquid's becoming a super interesting thing just to start like building a bag from. Because look at this. This is Hyperliquid is down. I'm on the right coin, right? Yeah. This is
yeah. Go. I think you have there's more price
down.
history. There's more price history on Binance, I believe.
On Binance, correct? You are.
Even further back than that. I feel like there was.
I mean, this is the week. Oh wait, this is the daily chart. I'm on USDT. Should I be on something else?
I feel like there's a lot more hype. Hold on here. No, maybe not. Maybe I'm making things up. No, you're good. You're good. I remember there being like much clearer levels, like where it is right now. But hey, below, wow, yeah, this is definitely one to pay attention to.
Yeah. Also, I see a few more coins here. I'll just grab. I know I miss a lot, but Virtuals and Pepe we'll take a look at also, because after this, I don't have any other suggestions from you guys. But I mean, Hyperliquid is down 60%. And remember, guys, Hyperliquid has a super aggressive buyback and burn policy. And hang on a second. 1 second. I'm going to go to Defi Llama real quick, and let's just see what the revenue of Hyperliquid is like, because I'm pretty sure they still make a lot of money.
Yep.
App revenue every day is $1.1 million. The app fee is 1.34 million. Yeah, so they're still making a crazy amount of money. Let's see. On-chain usage is freaking great still. They still make a crap ton of money. This is still a very, very good coin to be paying attention to. And this is starting to become interesting because we're starting to get our first potential bottom sign here. Let's see, weekly chart. Ooh, the weekly chart, stochastic RSI is oversold. It's very oversold. The other thing that's interesting too is it is oversold at the same time as you have a big fat wick here. Granted, you have like a big explosion upwards? No, but there's a big fat wick right there. For Hyperliquid. Interesting.
So all these to me, like we got so much time. Like this will
There's so much time. Now I'm just like, damn, do I add Hyperliquid? I didn't realize Hyperliquid was this down because I just hadn't looked at the chart for a bit. Now I'm just like, I think I need to add it to my dollar cost average.
Oh, I mean that's a set forget it mentality. I mean, this is one of those ones that I would say is definitely top 10 without a doubt for this upcoming cycle, because clearly it's providing value to the market.
Yeah, and I see some people being like, Aster will dethrone Hyperliquid. And you know what? Let's take a look real quick. Let's go to Aster. Aster's revenue.
It's crime.
It's crime.
By the way, I actually, no shade to them. I had a better, when I was trading, I had a better user experience with Aster when it first launched on Hyperliquid. Once it got past some of the bugs, it was very, very smooth.
Well, I'm not surprised to hear that. Binance actually makes good products.
Yeah.
But Aster's fundamental adoption is actually going down.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at this. Like the amount of Ethereum on Aster is dropping, and it's making new lower lows here right now. Whereas Hyperliquid was maintaining and still going up. So, you tell me Aster will dethrone Hyperliquid, and I tell you no. No, it won't. Not if more people are using Hyperliquid, it's not gonna work. They have the same model. People use us, we generate revenue, we buy back the token. It's very aggressive, and the price goes up. More people use Hyperliquid's going to win that race. That's just the thing. Money making opportunity on Aster for sure, but it's just not going to happen. Let me see. I wasn't done looking at Hyperliquid real quick.
You got some tickers you want to run up? I can look at some if you want. Or you got it?
Hang on a second. I'm just like, I'm still chewing on Hyperliquid. I feel like I just need to start. I feel like I just need to start buying Hyperliquid for a trade in the short term. I don't know if I feel great about a trade for it right now. I mean, like, it has a higher low. If it gets above these key exponential moving averages, like, it could really pop. As soon as it starts moving, everyone and their mother pays attention to it and start diving in. But we're about to get a short signal on the 8-hour time frame. So I'm not thrilled about Hyperliquid for a trade in the short term. So honestly, I'd kind of give it like a C- right now. But like, I might start buying a little bit of it like every day or every other day right now, because it's in a really interesting spot. Doug, you want to just pull up and rip through some coins?
Just call them out. Let's do it.
Yeah. Virtuals. Another AI coin over on base.
Oh, we got this here.
I like question. So all Polygon's an A+. I have Polygon as an A+ right now for a potential trade this week. So it's definitely something to be paying attention to. To recap, the coins that are like really on our list for things to be paying attention to for trades: Syrup, Polygon, Fartcoin. Fartcoin. I would put Uniswap in that category. It's at a B. And then other things to be paying attention to, but maybe it's not the best trade setup, but you know, that can change, was C+ and C's. That was XLM, SWI, Render. Yeah, it was those. But right now, Syrup, Polygon, and Uniswap have my attention for a trade at the current point in time. But what do we got for virtuals?
This is nice. This is a nice chart. This is a nice chart.
That is a nice chart.
Got to break this downtrend. I mean, still could do something like this, but like this is a nice chart. Like it doesn't look beaten. This doesn't look like it's horrible at the rest of the crypto charts. This is a very nice chart. Like this is something I would definitely pay attention to, and I'm actually going to add it to my watch list. Thank you very much. As of right now, it's still the same like kind of situation as most of these alts, where they made a nice move up the last 2 weeks, and they're hitting resistance. But hey, if this Bitcoin can make a move here, like if Bitcoin can give us some love, like something like that wouldn't be out of the question. So, you know,
and what is that to 0.89 to 85 cents?
85, yeah. Nice chart.
So that's on the 3-day. How about if we were trying to look for a trade this week? Like, what do you got on the daily? 12-hour
week. I mean, that's
no, it's the same thing there. It's still falling down.
This is my trade for the week. You do this, something like this right there.
Yeah.
Target, I don't know. Yeah. So basically bidding between like 90 and 80 cents. Maybe stop loss up here below the last 12 daily, something like this. Stop loss 69 cents. I don't know.
I have something similar on my chart for Syrup right now. The thing that I like about, I think like Syrup is the chart that I keep going back to, because, and I'd be curious to see what your eyes tell you, because on my chart, you know how I use the exponentials and you don't, but it came up and rallied right up to that wick the other day, was right at the 200-day exponential moving average. It rallied all the way up to it through the exponentials, hit the 200 EMA, and now it's just having a little bit of cool off. And if it flips that 200 exponential moving average, boom, it's also triggering a long signal, and this thing can pop. This thing has shown so much strength to rally 77% from its low. If it gets above that 200 exponential moving average, Syrup can really make a big freaking move. So that's the thing I'm really paying. I'm watching it like every single day. It's on my screen. I have like Bitcoin. I have Syrup.
Wow. Yeah, this is nice because it's like right.
That's why it's an A+, baby. It's an A+ coin to trade. It's either a perfect short or a perfect long.
If you get like maybe, where's my little squiggle here? If you get like this a little, because even if it did go long here, I think it only has so much room before it comes back. Yes,
that's still a 20% move. If you measure it, it's still like you still have like a 15 to 20% move that you can profit off of. And it's like, it'd be so obvious.
I mean, it's almost like the inverse of you ever use this tool down here? It's the where's it at here? The this guy where you can basically, take the same price action.
Oh no, I never use that.
But sometimes I almost like want to flip it, but yeah, sometimes I'll do this. But yeah, it's almost like the opposite of this. Or if you basically were to map that out, like, you know, this
Yeah.
to here, so here, like, right, just like that.
If only it could be so easy.
It can be. It can be. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but this looks like a nice chart. I would agree. This is definitely an A. Didn't A. What else we got?
Damn it. Now I'm just going and staring at syrup. Where do you think it would correct to? I'm curious because I think it has room for a cool off. I'd be curious to see where you think syrup cools off.
This could. There's two areas. I would give the first one to be here, like your.
We'll do Litecoin next, guys.
30, 35 to 34. And then down here is a much bigger one, which is like 31 to 28.
Yep.
Roughly. Just, you know, that's how I would look at it.
Yeah.
But this type, it's funny. It's almost like this is like copper, like where there's this big sell off, then still grinding up and still waiting for it to correct itself. Wait, look, copper. Not that we're going on really quick. Copper. Can't spell.
That's not Litecoin. God.
Copper. Dude, we drew these squiggles on this. This is insane.
Wow, those are perfect.
I'm comparing this sell off to this grind up. That's what I'm just looking at, and I'm just like, when is this thing going to give up? Is it going to give up, or it's going to stay up here? Copper very strong. Also, too, nickel is one that I'm still also looking at. Commodities are definitely on my radar. and looking at metals, but we'll go back to crypto because we're studying crypto tonight. Litecoin. Litecoin's sad.
Litecoin is sad. I'm pulling it up on the weekly also.
Litecoin's got here you go. I don't care about Litecoin until it's right here above $82. Until then, meh, don't care. Also, I like to take a Litecoin BTC chart. No. This just looks like it's bleeding. It's like it's bleeding.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the screen from you for a second, and on top of Doug saying Litecoin is sad, I'm gonna say Litecoin is sad also because it's currently on the weekly chart below the 200-week exponential moving average. And granted, it's oversold on the weekly time frame, and it's just starting to become oversold on the monthly. But like this candle isn't looking pretty to start, although we still have 18 days to go. Take a look at the short term for a trade this week. It's also, I mean, it's starting to become oversold on the daily chart, but maybe it's starting to make like the higher low of a rounding bottom. I mean, maybe it is, but you know, we don't have that yet. So Litecoin's sad for right now. I would put it as a D coin for this week. But if it makes that higher low and you have a clear rounding bottom, you know, maybe you got something here because you'll be oversold on the daily chart. You'll be oversold on the weekly chart as well. We also had Pepe was asked for a while ago.
Pepe. Oh, yo, I got Pepe branding. Check this out. Hold on. I used this a long time ago. Pepe. I used to make charts and match the colors. Yeah.
Do you like the long-term narrative of Litecoin? How is it not going higher eventually? I don't like the narrative for Litecoin. Like, what's the narrative? Honestly,
I like the narrative.
I mean, you know, the narrative back in the day before you had stable coins, and you know, people really argued that, you know, and thought that Bitcoin was going to be used for payments, and it's not. It's just not good for payments. You know, it was that like, oh, okay, like no, Litecoin's better for that. So it'll take the payment use case and then Bitcoin will be the store of value. And there was a very strong narrative for Litecoin. And then as stablecoins became a thing, the narrative for Litecoin just went away. And then people were like, oh, it's the silver to Bitcoin. And like, no, like there is no silver to Bitcoin. There's just Bitcoin, you know? I mean, like maybe if anything, it's Ethereum or something. I don't know. But it's not Litecoin. Like Litecoin just doesn't have a narrative right now.
I knew I had a chart here somewhere. So Pepe, this 5-0 is 8.5. This is like the level needs to reclaim to get bullish again. So that's just a number. We're not close to that. However, this move up from the lows has probably been the strongest meme. Like without this bouncing, super nice. But I can't do anything with it where it is right now. Like I would much rather this come back down here. Same thing we're looking for all these alts, like some type of clear double bottom that we're looking for. Alternatively, if this does push up higher, which is kind of what this squiggle is, then I would look to buy on a pullback. But right now it's kind of right in this middle area here. But I mean, it's strong. Look at this. I don't like this weird, just controlled selling, I would call it maybe. Like just, I mean, it's nice structure. I would like this to hold here. If it holds, what's this level right here? We got 5, 50, 50. Stay above 50, and I'd say you're bullish in the short term. Lots of zeros plus 50. No one
Yeah, stay above that 0.000000501.
Like, why, man? Why? Like, I get it. I just, I don't know. All right.
Because Pepe, that's why. And then XMR.
Oh, God, this thing's a beast. I saw this earlier. Like, oh my gosh.
Holy shit.
Dude, hold on. I gotta show you this. Hold on. Look at this. I was tracking this way back. Is it? No, I'm not gonna find it. Where's my?
I mean, I wouldn't be buying Monero right now, but at the same time, maybe you want to open up a short on it.
Here it is. This is the kind of look at this, dude. Look at this. This is
what the hell's happening to Monero? Shit, I should go fucking open
20 to November 25. This is right before Thanksgiving. Actually, of 2024. There was, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because sometimes when you're looking at charts, you'll see a very, very clear level. And this one for me with Monero was, I'll drag this over for people on TikTok. Here we go. 176. And just was waiting for this thing to break out. And it finally did here. I wasn't paying attention, but this was a very, very easy long. Anyway, I digress. Moving to where it is right now, it is insanely bullish. And you can only top blast this and hope, but you don't do that. Just this thing is, it's strong. Good job if you're long. Congratulations.
Hang on a second. I'm trying to go open up a short on Monero right now.
No, don't short the chat. You're serious?
Dude, are you kidding me? Why wouldn't I short this?
Hell no.
Are you kidding me? No, look at this. You have a coin, XMR. XMR is going up while no other coin is going up, and it is bright green on its relative strength index right now. It is bright green. It is so overbought. It's nuts.
What's your short? Like a short-term short? Like I don't see this going below 600, but like this is going to print either this or it's going to go straight up. Like this thing is insanely bullish. I don't see this coming back.
It's so overbought on like the 8-hour and on the daily chart, and also it's starting to print like a top signal. We still have 6 hours to go before this 8-hour candle closes. So I guess I'd wait to see how this 8-hour candle closed. And if it closed something like this, like that's a top candle. It's going to come back down to about 543 at least. And that is an opportunity that you could profit off of, you know, let's just say like a 13% to like a 10%, maybe even an 8% move. Like that's especially if you use like a tiny bit of leverage too. Not that I do, but if you do, you know, there's an opportunity to make some money there. But we'll see. We'll see how this top candle.
Only because like I don't like shorting chads. Like I consider this a chat. This is chatting right now. This is a super strong chart. But hey, I mean, this is where I guess maybe if I was using indicators, I would maybe see something that's flashing in front of my face. But I just see continued strength and continuation. But definitely gonna track this one because now I wish I was tracking it sooner. But nice chart. All right, what do you got?
What I got? Oh, that's my password to Kraken. I just set up my Kraken account not too long ago, and I forgot what password I set for it. I've been trying to open it. Anyway, what other coins do you guys got? Quant. We'll take a look at Quant. Is it moving?
Do you want to pull it up? I can pull it up to you.
You pull it up first. I'll pull it up on mine as well. We'll see what we got.
Boring. No shade to Quant, but like Quant, just stay above $68. Okay, fine. Really want this. Like this would be nice. You want to move.
Is QNT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. Quant is boring.
So.
And I'm starting to get short signals on its weekly chart, by the way. Not that it has short signals on the weekly chart.
I'd short this on a breakdown below $70.
Not necessarily good.
I'd short it down here. If it does this, then comes back up.
It does look like it wants to sell over the next few days. I see it pretty far away from being oversold on the daily chart, stochastic RSI.
Yep.
But you know, maybe it comes back down to like 67 cents or so. That's what you have on your chart generally. Plume, Jasmine, Tau. You pull up Plume, I'll pull up Jasmine.
What's Plume? That's one of the Coinbase shitters we got here.
God, Jasmine is a weird coin, man.
What is this? What is Plume? What is this?
What's happening? Let me go back. Oh God.
No, it's a little dead. Sorry. I mean,
it is certainly dead. Like, hey, there might be a trade opportunity on the short term, but like, oh, it looks pretty dead.
You gotta get back above, like, I don't know, 20 cents, and we'll talk. 2 cents. and we'll talk. Like get up here, some type of, you know, like that type of move. Oops. But right now it's kind of sad. It's very sad.
Bearded wants us to look at useless coins. So we'll do that right after I take a look at Jasmine. Bearded, I apologize for taking so long. But I mean, hey, over the past, let's see, since the beginning of January, Jasmine is up 60%. We have a bunch of long signals here, but it looks like it should cool off a tiny bit. But like momentum is still super bullish. Take a look at the short term. Short term, we are oversold on the 8-hour chart, but it looks like it still wants to cool off some. Like it hasn't had an opportunity to kind of chill here. No, I don't like this. I want to see when you break the 200 exponential moving average in a pretty confident move. I kind of wanted you to come back down and touch this. And when we take a look at the daily time frame, yeah, we're not in oversold territory on the daily time frame either, but you could see, because momentum on the daily chart is bullish, you could see a move up to as high again as 1.1 cents potentially. So what would be the trigger for that? I still think this thing just wants to cool off a tiny bit more, like at least come down to 0.0078 cents to 0.0073 cents. But let's see if it got above. If it holds current price,
damn.
I mean, hey, it's right at this resistance. If it's able to turn 0.0087 into support, you might see one more leg upwards to the 200 simple moving average at basically 1.1 cents.
I just responded to Bearded across all the platforms. My bad. That was our reply all.
We'll drop a chat in circle on useless. We'll drop a chat in circle on useless.
Because he had to jump. So.
Oh, he had to leave. Damn, we missed it. Anyway, let's in his honor, let us pull up useless.
Useless is great. I love useless. I think it's this meme's gonna be great in general. I mean, the squiggle didn't play out. Let me just, I'm gonna get a clean chart. I can keep this. Hold on. Useless. Yeah. This I would look to long if memes stay bullish. And Bitcoin is, by the way, for futures, stock futures seem like they're kind of awake right now, which is not normal. But what are you going to do? Seeing that the corner of my eye here. I'd like to look to bid useless between 09 to let's say here, 093 to 080. Bid there, and then shoot for, let's do this. I'll just throw the hypothetical long thing here. Boom, something like this here, and I would target up here. That's the trade I would take.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Something like
and then we'll do one more, and we'll take a look at Avalanche, and I'll pull that up. Avalanche. Share screen.
I will flip back here. Okay.
Avalanche is close to giving us a long signal on the daily time frame, but it looks like we have a few days of selling. If we have a few days of selling, I'd be looking for it to try to set a double bottom or higher low, and then that would be a pretty clear, like, rounding bottom of sort. I want it to come down and kind of create some kind of a bottom here. If we get a rounding bottom pattern on Avalanche, things stay good. You get a long signal here on Avalanche. You know, we get some kind of news that is favorable, or don't get any news at all on Wednesday from the Supreme Court on whether or not Trump's tariffs are legal or illegal. Or
has that prediction market changed at all? It's still like 25.75. Wasn't that the number?
Let me take a look, because it changed after the Supreme Court decided to not make a ruling last time. So it did increase slightly in the favor of them ruling in favor of Trump. So poly market, odds of tariff decision removal. Poly market. Court's predictions in real time. Supreme Court rules in favor of Trump's tariffs is at 27% right now.
All right, just space is still there. Peek at it real quick. Peek at the graph. Peek at the chart, by the way. Click on it.
You can gamble on is so crazy.
Oh, it's insane. I've seen some of the most clear. This is okay. It's not as volatile as I thought it was. What did I see the other day? It was one about a product release, like the date of a product release, whatever it was. Like all the product team is like knows it's when it's going to happen. They're gonna. It's just so ridiculous. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
No, it's not. But I mean, hey, everyone's having fun.
Some people are having more fun than others.
Some people are having more fun than others, though. Yeah. So Avalanche, though. Avalanche is on my, like, I'd pay attention to it. Like, if it holds its current price, it could have like a pretty sizable move up, maybe as high as $18. But if I pull up the weekly chart, no, it's gonna be less than that. If I pull up the weekly chart, I just don't think there's a lot of wiggle room here for Avalanche because it's like right up to resistance. There'd be like a potential 11% move to the 12-week EMA, maybe 27% if we can get up to the 21-week EMA. But that 12-week EMA is just right there. There's not a whole lot of juice to squeeze for Avalanche as compared to some of these other coins at this current point in time. Doug, do you want to share your Twitter for Travis? Travis is asking, what's your Twitter, man?
I could do that. Yeah, I think it was up here.
And then we'll kind of get final thoughts and ride our dogs and ponies off into the sunset. But
it's killing me.
But yeah, guys, like this week, what we have remaining in terms of things that are being announced. Oh, I had it all written down. But the most important thing, other than CPI inflation being released tomorrow, PPI inflation being released the day after that, is on Wednesday. The Supreme Court maybe making this. I see some analysts saying the Supreme Court might be likely to just kind of kick this can down the road until like
we already did it. We've already done it.
Yeah, but like March to June is when they might rule on it. But now people are saying it might be this Wednesday. And you did also already have President Trump put out a tweet. You know, not a tweet, but a truth social, talking about how if the Supreme Court rules that his tariffs are not legal, then, you know, it's going to cause chaos in markets, which it will, honestly, you know, totally will. But we'll see. The markets didn't really give a shit at all about Jerome Powell being investigated by the FBI today. So, you know, whatever.
It's almost like the metals were the only thing that at first would give me kind of a pause of like, oh, tomorrow may be pretty crazy. But it's almost like that's his message, I think, gave confidence that's like, yo, I'm just doing my job, man. It. And I think that was giving some sense of certainty in a very uncertain daily market that is, you know, all markets, but I don't know.
Dude, you want to know what I just realized this entire time?
What is that? Nah.
Didn't have the background music. I was like, why does it seem like a little quieter? Why does it seem like a little more like empty sound wise? And I was like, oh, didn't have night driving. Well, anyway, man, you have any final thoughts, words of wisdom, things for folks to pay attention to?
I don't. I think I've had the same message now for a couple of weeks where it's like, we will know when things are easy again. We go back on easy mode. Now there are definitely some you know, some momentum here. We see some spikes and some memes and some strength, which is exciting, but there's no need to rush into anything. It's like when back in, it was October 2023, after sitting in a bear market for a very, very long time, and it was like you just all of a sudden realize like, oh, this is easy. Things are moving. We're not there right now. It's a lot of traps, and so just keep your FOMO in check. And I would say, if you feel the FOMO, turn it into pay attention. You can start paying attention, and then you can start building, looking for an entry into something that you were going to FOMO into, where in all likelihood, for the most part, FOMO in these short-term scenarios completely retrace all the way back to where it started, and you're basically underwater. So patience wins here. Yep.
And if you want to talk about traps, I mean, just look at Bitcoin on the hourly time frame again. Flying up, flying down, flying up, flying down, sideways for forever. Everyone gets bored, flies up, everyone pays attention, slam it down, slam it up, slam it back down again. Like it's just crazy. Like that's not a healthy chart. That's not a healthy market right there. Bitcoin's really weird right now. And that's a perfect sign to everybody. Like, hey, if you're making trades, at least this is me. I am looking to try to make trades off this volatility, but I'm doing real short-term stuff. I'm looking for 5%, 8%. If we can really get a pop off some news, I'd love to be positioned for a 10, 15% trade. You know, get in, get out, because we still don't have a confirmed bottom on Bitcoin. And we still have some, well, at least right now, one volatile event coming to us on Wednesday. So, you know, short-term trades is what I'm looking for. And I'm still just kind of more so looking to really kind of increase my dollar cost average into some things and look for some signs that, hey, maybe I should start doubling that. But otherwise, anything that I do, any position I do take has a stop loss. If I lose that 2%, I lose that 2%. To then make an 8% or 10% or 15%, hey, that's good risk management in my eyes, because I can lose that 2% 5, 7 times, get one trade, make that all back. Yeah, it's a good spot to be in. So anyway, guys, that's all we have tonight. We'll see you all in the morning for the Rise Up Morning Show on TikTok. You'll see that at Conversations with Evan's profile. Otherwise, all of you lovely folks here will see this on the big screen. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Do good things. Be good people. Make a bunch of money. See you.